Lance is going to leave this Tour de France into retirement, having led his team to the fastest ever time trial in the history of the event. Here they come now. Posties no more, but brilliant they certainly still were. 57.31 kilometres an hour. Week 2 and into the mountains. Would the challenge collapse on the early slopes as it had done a year before? Would Basso be left to take the battle to Armstrong by himself? Vinokourov, a serious contender for Armstrong's crown, was one rider who found himself having to mount a challenge all alone.
This now, he sees the climb and he breaks away again. Can you believe that, with Alexander Vinokourov launching an attack just like that as he goes through Axleter? He's been on the back of that group for less than a kilometre and he's at it again.
It's Team Mobile who are on the front there, chasing him down. Andreas Klöden is setting the tempo behind Alexander Vinokourov. Phil, that is pathetic teamwork. They are looking at a man who I'm convinced now is going to change teams in the winter transfer season.
I wouldn't disagree, and in fact the rumour is he's going to ride for Lance Armstrong's team next year. Ulrich has cracked, he's gone, Ulrich has done it all, and he's just fallen back. This was his big effort and it hasn't worked, he has dropped off.
But this is the big battle now for second and third place. Wearing number 1, Armstrong is putting time between himself and everybody else in the field here this afternoon except Ivan Basso, the man who accompanied him last year.
Armstrong leading up, is he going to unleash one of his fearsome finishes, showing a banner, he goes for it. Basso's not going to take him. Lance Armstrong sprints away and just look, he's going to get a time gap here. He'll be measured with a time gap as he drives to the line. Yellow is second. Lance Armstrong stays leader of the Tour de France and tonight increases his advantage over everyone.
Armstrong was unassailable in yellow. The final individual time trial was once again an opportunity to bang the final nails into the coffins of his challenger's ambitions and to leave the Tour on a victorious high.
It is the picture we will never see again. All of the following cars behind the rider in yellow we've come to know since 1999, the master of the race of truth. He brings it to an end as a winner. The first ever stage he has won this year, the first bike race he has won this year. Armstrong wins the time trial and wins the Tour de France.
And finally, the last thing I'll say for the people that don't believe in cycling, the cynics and the skeptics, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry you can't dream big, and I'm sorry you don't believe in miracles. But this is one hell of a race. This is a great sporting event, and you should stand around and believe. You should believe in these athletes, and you should believe in these people. And I'm a fan of the Tour de France for as long as I live, and there are no secrets. This is a hard sporting event, and hard work wins it. So, vive le Tour. Forever. Thank you.
There's a temptation when a great sportsman retires to say that you'll never see his like again. But in the case of Lance Armstrong, that may very well be true. For my money, Eddie Merckx is still the greatest bike rider I've ever seen. No one before or since has had such an appetite for winning. And the thing was, he wasn't that picky about his victories. It could have been a small criterium race anywhere in Belgium, or the Tour de France itself. Armstrong is different. For him, bike racing is the Tour de France. Winning it put everything else into the shade. He didn't exhaust himself in countless other events like Merckx, or if he did, it was only in preparation for the Tour itself. Consequently, the world's greatest bike race and one of the world's greatest athletes were joined in an embrace that lasted for 7 years. He didn't have eyes for anyone else, and in return, he has been given immortality. Something that he first began dreaming of on that day in 1996, when a doctor told him that death itself might lie just around the next bend. Chapeau Lance Armstrong. Now, how on earth do you follow that?